Entertainment Tonight, the most watched entertainment news program in the world.
And welcome to this edition of Entertainment Tonight. Tonight we will be discussing Lady Gaga's alleged affair with, wait. Okay, breaking news. We at the studio just received information on a topic much more interesting than that. So hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen, because tonight we will be learning about the English Civil War. And now over to Kathleen with some more information.
When Charles was passed down the throne, he too believed that his power as absolute monarch entitled him to receiving insane amounts of money from Parliament. Finally, in 1628, Parliament demanded that he sign the Petition of Right, which limited his power as king. But Charles refused to sign and instead did his best to do everything the document forbade him from doing.
As you can guess, Parliament grew angry with the king, and a group of them called the Puritans started a movement to abolish bishops in the church, an act tied to the king. In rebuttal, Charles gathered his people and called war on Parliament. The followers of him were called Royalists, and Parliaments were called Roundheads, led by General Oliver Cromwell, who began the Rump Parliament after his victory. Cromwell established a commonwealth under his rule, but once he died, Parliament restored the English monarchy under Charles II and later James II. And I believe that Sally has some more information on these gentlemen with an interview.
Hello, this is Sally Pearson with Entertainment Tonight. Luckily, I've been able to get a hold of 4 of England's kings that have been very influential in the controversy of the Crown versus Parliament. Hello, James I. Thank you for being able to meet with us on such a short notice. Now, I think the audience is dying to get answers. First of all, what made Parliament resent you so?
Well, I'm a Scottish native by heart, and to my surprise, they saw me as an outsider. Also, I was in debt from war, and my lavish spending made it so Parliament wouldn't lend me 1 cent. Preposterous.
I see. Now, it has also been brought to my attention that a branch of Calvinists called Puritans, who want to reform the Church of England, have been threatening your power.
Oh yes, without a doubt. Those so-called Puritans wanted to take power from the church officials, my supporters. Without them, I would be nothing. Although I did agree to publish the King James Bible named after me, of course.
Thank you for giving me your time, James.
My pleasure.
Our next guest is the infamous Charles I. Charles, it's great to see you. How have you been?
Not so good. I'm afraid I married my sweet wife and used funds for wars overseas. Parliament refused to lend me money until I signed the Petition of Right. It limited my powers immensely. I wouldn't be able to levy taxes, imprison someone, or put a soldier in another's home, etc., without Parliament's consent. This country is supposed to be an absolute monarchy, so I refused to sign it and wasn't given money. So I taxed English people and loaned some from banks, ignoring the Parliament's wishes.
You started the English Civil War. Why is that?
There came a point I was so in debt I had to reconvene Parliament, a session known as Long Parliament, and give up some of my rights as king. I was to no longer dismiss Parliament. I had devised a plan through to get some of the Parliament back, and the moment came when a group of the Puritans tried to rid of bishops, the holders of my power, from the Anglican Church. I went to them in the House of Commons, but they had escaped. I had lost my chance to overrun Parliament. Parliament decided to raise up against me, and thus the English Civil War began. It was up against me and the English Church. I'm sorry. I went to arrest them at the House of Commons, but they had escaped. I had lost my chance to overrun Parliament. Parliament decided to raise up against me, and thus the English Civil War began. It was I, with the help of the wealthy nobles, the Royalists, versus Parliament and their supporters, the Roundheads. Unfortunately, the Roundheads, led by their Army General Oliver Cromwell, got me to surrender.
And what will be left of you?
After a trial, I was sentenced to death for treason.
I'm so sorry. My prayers are with you and your family. Thank you for being able to meet with us.
Of course.
Now we have with us Charles II. Charles, how did you contribute to England during your reign?
Oh, hello, Sally. You're looking smashing as always. In my role, I focused on restoring England and built theaters and passed the Habeas Corpus Act of 1679. It let those accused of a crime have the right to go to court to say if they shall be held or released.
Were there any troubles you faced?
The bubonic plague devastated our country yet again, and the Great Fire of London destroyed the city.
So many of the previous kings had issues with Parliament. What were your issues during all of this?
I did as I was told when it came to the Parliament. However, my successor and brother, James II, caused many problems.
We actually have James II here. James, come on out.
Thank you, Sally. As we reviewed earlier, Parliament and the current king always had an ongoing battle. But now there may be hope for the people of England with the crowning of King William and Queen Mary. And I believe that Meghan is at the crowning right now. What's it like, Meghan?
They've just been crowned. Walking up the stairs, the king and queen moved towards their throne. Oh, hi, Graham. I'm here at the crowning of William III and Mary II. They are both from the Netherlands and are very popular with people both here and there. But mostly because they are very much so Protestant, and as we all know, Catholics are not exactly liked at this current time.
So do you think that following their crowning, is there going to be a revolt of any kind?
No, because before taking the throne, both the king and queen had to sign the English Bill of Rights, which will clearly limit the monarch's power. They will never be able to become an absolute monarchy.
Wait, so it won't be like anything James II was doing with his power?
Exactly. James II abused his power and was not at all liked. Not only was he Catholic, but he was married to a Catholic princess, and his sons with her outranked his daughters from his first marriage. People were very concerned with how things turned out. They worried if there would be another war, and the whole wanting to be an absolute monarch didn't help a whole lot either.
But how did his abuse of power help us go through this glorious revolution? Or did it have anything to do with it?
Oh, it definitely had something to do with it. Actually, almost all of it had to do with the revolution. When James led France, the power all shifted to William and Mary, which nearly everyone was happy about. It's not like we wanted to have an absolute monarch ruling over us. It would be different if he was a good king, but he was awful.
You can say that again. But Megan, I'm confused. What does this all have to do with what they're doing? I mean, the Constitution monarchy?
That makes sense. I like that we could throw the king out.
What a knee slapper.
Constitutional monarchy. And it all comes together because even though there is a king and queen, it's kind of like having a president that doesn't really do anything. He's just a figurehead. He looks good, but the people and the laws established in the Constitution really rule. The king/queen enforce the laws, but if they start abusing their power, then they can be thrown out of office, per se. The king and queen are leaving. The king and queen are leaving. I'll get back to you later, Brielle.
All right, see you then.
Cheerio! The newest and greatest invention of the century, the Charles guillotine, named after Charles I, who was beheaded with the same guillotine. I know when I was watching him be beheaded, I was thinking, what precision, such beauty. This guillotine comes with 7 different blades, ranging from extremely dull, in which the blade must be dropped multiple times for death to occur, or extremely sharp, which is where the blade only has to be dropped once, and it's a clear, clean, and painless death. Now, we can give you this amazing invention for a simple $99.99. Can you believe it? That simple price for this amazing invention. And if you call right now, you can get an extra medium dull blade to medium sharp blade for an extra $29.99. That's right, you get the Charles guillotine, the medium sharp, and the medium dull blade for a simple 2 payments. Now, if you call right now, make sure you do, because you'll get that special bonus that we will be selling anywhere, and I mean anywhere else. Call right now.
Well, I think that about wraps it up for this edition of Entertainment Tonight. Thank you for watching.